People of the Wuthering Waves community, I am a fake fan. Or am I? I am a fraud. Or am I? People of Wuthering Waves, I myself, Amethyst Abrams, am the biggest phony you will ever see in this Wuthering Waves community. Or am I? Okay, my fellow flames, here we are, into the memory program event. This event is going to dictate whether I, Amethyst Abrams, am A, the biggest Kuro bot in the space, or B, the biggest Kuro fraud in the space. I still can't believe it's been 2 years, so happy 2-year anniversary to Kuro Games and to Wuthering Waves. I've been playing this game consistently since the launch, so I'm very interested to seeing what my stats are. This is going to tell me everything about my account, about me as a player, so this is going to be very, very interesting. Let's get into this. Yes, I have read and agreed to the terms. Let's go, start. Okay, the Amethyst, which is, of course, my name. Solaris 3 Phase 8, Union level 80, Databank level 30. Here's my ID number. Number of trophies obtained, 490. That is a lot of trophies. And as a trophy hunter myself within the gaming world, I consider that a massive success. 490 trophies. You just can't make that up. That is a lot of trophies. My awakening date was the 27th of the 5th, 2024. Days since awakening, 674. That has been since May of 2024, which was, of course, the launch month of Wuthering Waves. I believe the official launch was indeed May 23rd. I did start on an NA account. I started on the American account on the American server. I got myself a John, but then I thought, let me make a European account to see if my luck is going to be even better. And it was. So I stayed with my European account. My American account is still there somewhere in the yonder, gathering dust, begging for help, begging to be resurrected. Maybe in the future I'll check that out, but for now, these are the stats for my European account. Not too bad, not too bad. Pretty happy with that. Let's move on to the next page. What is the next slide going to be? In the past year, you've explored Solaris for a total of 129 days. Damn! Damn! That's quite a lot of days. That is quite a lot of days logged in and played. There were 65 days where you were particularly active, earning you the highest activity rewards from your guidebook. Oh, these are the days where I completed all of my dailies. All of my dailies, where sometimes I may have missed 1 or 2 dailies. Your longest day in Solaris 3 happened on the 1st of the 5th, 2025. Okay, I wonder what update that was. I wonder what update. Wait, that might be when Zani was going around. That might actually be when Zani first launched, or around about that patch. Interesting. It's very interesting how it's telling me all of these stats. On that day, you were in Solaris for 8.5 hours. 8.5 hours. That's an egregious amount of time. 8.5 hours logged into the game for one day. Damn, that's a lot of hours for a gacha game, let alone Wuthering Waves. That's incredible. What were you doing on that day? Well, like I said, I think that was either 2.2 or 2.3. I think that might have been the 3rd anniversary. That might have actually been when I S6'd my Zani and played her character quest. Maybe, potentially, I can't remember. I wish I could go back and actually see what I was doing on that day. In the past year, you've spent 30,000 wave plates to perform actions big and small. You spent the most wave plates to fight tacit fields. What made you take on that challenge? Probably to grind for a character. To be honest, it probably was just to grind for a certain character. In the past year, you've earned, that's an egregious amount of shell credits. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And at the same time, you've spent even more. Oh my god, that's a lot of money. I wish I had that in my IRL bank account. If I had this paid into my account today, I would be leaving the planet. That's enough money to leave me, to make me leave to go to Mars or something. That's incredible. That's a lot of money. Speaking of shell credits, we've got to give a shout out to Mr. Mahi. Over the past year, he's ranked in how much? This guy's a cajillionaire. This guy has sold the equivalent of that much money to rovers all across the world. Wow, well done to you. Well done to you. Everyone could learn a thing or two about business from him. Yeah, true, actually. True. Agreed. Okay, next page. Thus far, a total of 33 Resonators have journeyed alongside you. That's how many Resonators I have summoned for. That is how many Resonators I have summoned for. 33. I'm something of a collector myself. Of which 12 Resonators joined your team in the past year. Okay, so I've summoned for 12 to 33 this year alone. I did skip a lot of units this year. I'm not going to lie to you, I did skip a lot of units this year. Brant, Cantarella, Yuno, and that's just to name a couple. There were a lot of units in the past 12 months that I have skipped. That I have absolutely outright skipped. Currently, 10 Resonators on your team are at level 90. Getting stronger together is your shared objective. I mean, these are probably the 10 Resonators I just use the most. And to be honest, a lot of these are 4 stars. Like, for instance, Yuan Wu, one of the most hated units in all of Wuthering Waves because he has the Discord mod hat, which I think is unjustified and he should not be hated. But here we are. A total of 1 Resonator on your team has maxed out all of their skills. Such mastery can result from rigorous training. I know exactly who this is. This is Zani. I already know this is my Essex Zani because it's the only Resonator I've been using as my main DPS since launch. You've reached level 5 intimacy with 7 Resonators. Can you feel the deep bonds you've created? Yes, I do. I do indeed. Your arsenal contained 16 5-star weapons, providing the firepower you need to forge ahead, of which 7 weapons have been upgraded to max level. You sure do take care of your weapons. Yes, I refine the blade and make sure they are sparkling clean and shiny every day on that grindstone. Absolutely. Okay, moving on. What's next? What's on the next page? Okay, over the past year, which companion stood by your side the most often as you took on various challenges? Yinlin and Shorekeeper. Seriously? Seriously? Okay, what about the Tower of Adversity? Yeah. You know what? Because of course it's Shorekeeper. Genuinely, of course it's Shorekeeper. When times were tough, there was always someone supporting you, steadfast as ever. Over the past year, Shorekeeper was the Resonator who restored the most HP for you and your team. That is a lot. Was that 9 million? Or maybe it's 90 million? It's probably 9 million, right? That is something. Over the past year, your Shorekeeper restored the most HP for all Resonators. Yeah, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's a crazy stat. That's actually a ridiculous stat. Look at that. Look at that. That's ridiculous. During daily adventures, these Resonators provided support and healing, with each heal breathing new life into the team. And don't forget another important ally, the Resonance Beacons that watch over you in your corner, in every corner of the world, in the past year. They've restored... That's a lot of health. That's a lot of health. That is a lot of health people have gone to. That is a lot of health. The Tower of Adversity, a massive experimental project, was designed by the Huashu Academy just for a powerhouse like you. In an impressive display of skill, you cleared your first tower hazard zone on the 30th of the 7th, 2025. Yes, I believe that was actually the first time I 30'd the entire tower, which was huge. That was, again, thanks to Zani. And a Shorekeeper, of course. On the 24th of the 9th, 2025, you cleared a hazard zone with full crests for the first time. Those shimmering crests are a symbol of your strength. In the past year, you've cleared hazard zone 3 times. You must feel pretty at home there. Of which one hazard zone clear had full crests. You're always challenging yourself. I'm doing my best. Treacherous sea crew members in need of rescue. This whimpering... No, I'm not doing this. I refuse. I refuse to do whimpering wastes. I refuse. To date, you've successfully challenged a total of 19 tactical holograms. This is the new hologram. I haven't challenged the new hologram yet. I do need to. I haven't done it yet. I will do soon, though. I will be challenging it soon. And I gotta tell you, almost every single one of these have made me angry, especially the Sentry Construct. Especially Sentry. Sentry has caused me to crash out more times than I can actually count. And that is actually recorded on the channel. You can actually go find that video. Hey, these are all of the ones that I 5-starred, 6-starred and cleared, and I need to obviously clear the rest of these as well. That's pretty cool. In the past year, among all rovers, tactical hologram Hecate was the tactical hologram that was cleared the most times on the greatest difficulty. Seems like everyone preferred that one. No, this was probably the height of the hologram popularity, because this was also in direct connection to Frolova. So, and that patch was one of the biggest patches in Wuthering Waves history. So I think that's probably the reason why people were very eager to fight it. Conversely, the tactical hologram with the fewest highest difficulty, yeah, no, the Hivatia was actually a nuisance. Probably the hardest hologram to date, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. In the past year, I often saw the Amethyst sprinting across rooftops or crouching near the village gate to play with kittens. Life is so... Quitten. I was playing as Yuan Wu, calling my kittens Quittens, okay? Huanglong, 87%. Black Shores, 88%. Resonator, 79%. The Royal Frostlands, 25%. I cannot tell you guys how much I despise the new region. I hate Lahai-Roi. And I'm going to say that for the first time in a video. I don't like Lahai-Roi. I think it's pretty. The bikes are cool. Don't like the area. And despise the Frostlands with a passion. Adding flying bikes was one of the best decisions they ever made to traverse Lahai-Roi. Resonator was gorgeous. Black Shores was pretty cool. But then again, 88%, the map itself was tiny. So I'm not surprised it's the highest amount compared to all of them. And Huanglong, I just absolutely loved Huanglong. I loved Huanglong. Huanglong was amazing. During your exploration of the world, your curiosity led you to interact with just about anything. In the past year, 73 resonance beacons have been added to your terminal. Whether gently opened or kicked open, you've opened 217 chests that really tried their best to open wide for you. Okay, poor choice of phrasing there. In the past year, your terminal absorbed a total of 2,133 echoes. That's a lot of echoes. That's a lot of echoes. Supply chests are supply chests. Echoes are echoes. Supply chests are echoes. Echoes are supply chests. Okay, that's one way to say it. But among all rovers, such a tragic occurrence happened a total of times. Yeah, oh yeah, this thing. This goddamn thing kept springing on my ass. Incredible. Okay. In the past year, you defeated 7,442 enemies that stood in your way. While you're not sure why they tried to block your path, their courage was commendable. Havoc Warrior was the enemy you defeated most this past year. Really? Very interesting. You defeated that enemy 336 times. Perhaps it's a motto: if you fail, try and try again. Formidable foes also presented a welcome challenge in the past year. You've challenged special enemies with Void and Voidstorm zones 11 times. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't count towards this. I can't count towards this. To be honest, I rarely rid my motorcycle. And if I did, it was for flying. It wasn't for anything else. I did not do anything on the motorcycle. The motorcycle was a fun addition, but I prefer flying. And that's why I really enjoyed the motorbike jump and glide. Very, very nice addition. Very, very nice addition. Fighting alongside Jian, you quelled the Therodian crisis threatening Jinzhou, then joined Changli, the Wanderer, to venture deep within Mount Firmament, and accompanied Jinshi as she completed her fated battle. At last, a tiny candle flame illuminated the skies over Jinzhou. I'm not going to lie to you, Thor of Eons, still one of the best updates in Wuthering Waves. One of the best updates in Wuthering Waves. You awoke in the gorges of Okay, so this is obviously talking about how we awakened, how we beat the Therodian, and then went to Mount Firm. Yeah, this patch was incredible. This patch was incredible. Genuinely incredible. Is that everything? It's not. I can't skip. Oh, we can drag. You recall your identity as the astral modulator from the Tether system. You retrieved Shorekeeper, finding once more your start and finish. The world unfolded before your eyes, while behind lay your shore and harbour. This update made me cry so many times, and to this day was one of my most successful videos on the channel, and I could not thank you guys enough for the support on that video. Then we travelled to Resonator. You claimed the L'Oreal at the Carnival of Raguna and exposed the scheme of the Fractidus, allowing songs of joy to ring out once again. Again, goated patch. A Silent Souls Can Sing, very good patch. This patch, incredible. Tangled Truth in Inverted Tower, arguably probably one of the best stories, if not the best story in Wuthering Waves. Following Cantarella's guidance, the entrance to the Inverted Tower appeared before you. On the 27th of the 3rd, 2025, you and Cardathea faced the mysterious of your origin and fate, bringing both destruction and salvation to Fleur de Lis. Very good patch. One of the best stories in Wuthering Waves. This was one of the best patches and best stories in Wuthering Waves. I'm not going to lie to you. It really, really was. Like, genuinely, one of the best patches in Wuthering Waves. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this writing was done in such a way where it connected with all kinds of fans all around the world, and they need to be so proud of themselves for the writing here. Frolova was an amazing character. This actually felt very different to the rest of Wuthering Waves, and it's a shame they haven't done similar writing story since. There have been maybe one, maybe at a push, not even that, no, probably maybe one, but this story was still one of the best of Wuthering Waves' history. So yeah, very well done. This story was peak cinema, absolute incredible finale. The only downside was it was very long-winded. It was 6.5 hours. It dragged. It was a very, very dragging story, but my god, the highs were high. The high moments in this story were peak cinematic and exceptional. It was exceptional. But overall, it's not as good as I remember it to be. I rewatched it probably about a month and a half ago, maybe at push 2 months ago, and the moments were still high, but overall, as a story, it was kind of lackluster. Characters were pretty interesting though as well, like a Galbrenna and Xu Yuan. And then here we are. We are now in Lahai Roi. This was a very good introduction to the city. Very good introduction to Lahai Roi. Linnea's entrance was interesting, though I do not like Linnea's character massively. I preferred Mornier's patch. I loved Mornier. Mornier was such a sweetheart, such a darling. There were very good moments. My highlight of this patch was actually when you get your tape recorder for the first time, and yeah, and you explore your history with Solaris 3 up until that point. One of the best moments in this patch. In 3.0, that's definitely one of the best moments in that patch. And then here we go, For You Who Walk in Snow. Very, very good patch. I gave this like a solid 8 or 9 out of 10, like a 9 out of 10. Very, very good story patch. Iameth was a very good addition. Our daughter, our grateful and graceful daughter, who we recently brought back in the recent story. Very, very good. Very, very good story. Very happy with this. Cinematic as hell. Fighting Sigillum was very interesting. Very fun. Very cinematic. Seeing a version of Past Rover was very, very good. And yeah, very enjoyable. Very, very enjoyable. Before you realized it, your journey has reached yet another milestone. The tide rises without end, and echoes never fade, while a greater future in the far-off distance awaits your arrival. Untold adventures lie ahead, and the fate of the world rests in your hands. Generate my memory program report. Give me the report. There we go. Wait, what are we doing? Here we go. Here we go. Can I save this? Can I actually save this? Because this is very interesting. The Starlit Astral Modulator. Tower Diversity. Resonated with most battles in the past year, Yinlin. Resonated with most battles in the past year, Shorekeeper. Resonator the most battles. Yeah. Tower diversity. Yeah, all the stats. Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna like screenshot that if I can. I can't. Okay, let me. Can I please? Let me screenshot that. Let me screenshot that. There we go. Screenshot that. So I have my report on hand whenever I want. Yeah. Very, very, very interesting. Very, very cool. We got a gift as well from that. We got a gift from that. We got 60 asteroids from that. Okay. Is there a part 2? Or did we just do part 1? I think we did all parts. I'm pretty sure we did all of the parts. I'm pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we did. But yeah. That was the flashback. That was our report. Here is our report. Let me know down below in the comments, guys. Am I a fraud or am I a certified Kuro bot for life? Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support on the channel, and I will speak to you in the next one. Take it easy and have a good rest of your day.